Whoa, where am I?
Billy Bunsen. Utter the words Jammy James Gaming, and you will transform.
What the hell, you creepy weirdo? How do you know my name?
Take my staff and become the irrelevant content creator you want to be. Billy, take these powers off of me. I'm becoming a bigger virgin because of it.
I'll transform? Oh, okay.
Billy, just say it! Say it, you spastic!
Jammy James Gaming. Oh, fuck. Not this guy.
Billy Bunsen, these powers to protect this YouTube channel are yours now. Subscribe to Jammy James Gaming today for more content like this. Yeet!
Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Jammy James Gaming here, and welcome back to another movie review. Now, today we are doing Shazam, the original Captain Marvel. Where do I start with this film? Now, I literally seen it last night with some friends, and holy shit, it was really, it was great, it was amazing, it was funny, it was like watching Deadpool all over again. Zachary Levi, who was Shazam, let's say. So the start of it is sort of the villain. You sort of see this young kid, it's like 1975. Ooh, this kid, and then this brother and his dad, and they're all sort of going to like their grandma's or something. They're giving the kid shit, and they're like saying, "Oh, you'll never be anything. You know, you can't always cry and stuff like that, and you always have to stand up for yourself. You can't." Kid gets transported to sort of the wizards. You know, when you take my staff and you yell my name, but you will be tested to see if you're pure of heart. And he gets, corrupted by the demons, the 7 deadly sins. That's what they are. I think it's the 7 deadly sins. They're going past here, but the 7 deadly sins. But anyway, guys, spoilers ahead as I'm going through it. The spoilers ahead. You get to the sort of, this guy sort of works for this company, and he is sort of trying to track down all these like hysteria from what's happened to these people. And he gets the code to get back to this place. He takes the like sort of evil sort of stuff, and then he inhibits the 7 deadly sins. And then Billy Bunsen at last second really is pulled in. He's on this sort of train, like it's showed in the trailer, and he's transported there on sort of some like subway. He's transported to the sort of same cave. He grabs the staff and says, "Shazam!" And then, he turns into Shazam. And to begin with, he's a bit of an anti-hero because he's literally 14, 15. And he doesn't really know how to control these powers, and he is adopted into this foster home because he lost his mum, his birth mum. And Billy had been trying to look for her his entire life, and he never found her, and he ran from county to county, state to state in America. So he gets adopted by this family, and this sort of my favorite character, the crippled kid, I can't remember his name, but essentially his brother. So essentially his brother, Freddie Freeman, in the movie, so Billy's brother, his adopted brother Freddie, is sort of this sort of nerd trope that knows about, the Dark Knight and, Superman and stuff like that, and Batman versus Superman. So it's sort of like a known thing in the universe, but it's not so like mainstream. Kind of like in Deadpool when he mentions, Hugh Jackman and going Dan Anda, that sort of meme at the end of that movie. The Shazam universe is part of the DC universe, but it's not really like that so hardcore connected. So that's why it felt like Deadpool to me. Because you see Freddie Freeman throughout the movie, and some of the other cast wearing like Justice League shirts, like Aquaman, Superman, Batman, all the sort of like DC heroes. Like a Robin pin I think was in it somewhere, and they sort of do like tease at the rest of the Justice League that's a part of the universe. And then what kind of happened was he was like, Freddie, don't had to sign like it's in the trailer, don't scream, sign, like they try to test his powers. At first he can't fly, he can't go invisible, but they realize they can shoot electricity. So they go to this park and they're like electrocuting this sort of like frame, and they see some woman getting like robbed by this guy. Shazam or Billy's like, stop right there, and fucking like shoulder barges him, knocks him over with his super speed, and then the woman gives him like $71 or something like that. So then they're like, oh shit, we can make money out of this. So then they're thinking, what should we do with this money? And then Billy's like, I know. So they go to buy alcohol, they go to buy like beer or whatever, but they're like 15, 14, so they don't really like the taste of it. That kind of comes. Go to the store, it's kind of like it's in the trailer, I don't really need to explain the scene. So they go there, he's bulletproof, and they're like, holy shit, you're bulletproof, and they're like, shoot me in the face, shoot me in the face, and he gives him his gun back, and they go to town, they shoot him in the face a couple times. It's really fucking funny. From there on out, it's sort of like he's using his powers for like showing off and making a bit of money, taking selfies with people and all that sort of thing. They can't really come up with a name for him, which is funny. But then what fucking killed me at the start of the movie, when Billy first met Freddy, Freddy was making so many crippled jokes about himself. He was like, I was fucking dying. Like, one of my mates that went in with me, he's not a superhero sort of person and sort of geek, he's like, my expectations for this movie were quite low, and I went in with nothing. He said he thought it was a really good, funny movie. He thought it was generally really good. His sort of adopted family consists of Darla, Mary, Eugene, and Pedro. And they go back to his house after, you know, getting beer, but instead they just got loads of candy and sweets because they didn't like it, his beer. They're sort of sneaking upstairs because Billy doesn't want to change back to Billy. He's still Shazam. So they go to the wrong room, they go to Darla's room, and they're like, oh shit, and then like he runs over, covers Darla's mouth, and he's like, shh, like don't say anything. Get Darla to promise to keep a secret and to, you know, not say anything, because essentially Freddy's like, if you tell people, you know, about yourself, then other people find out, and then our lives are put in danger. So the superhero trope of people that you care and love about are put in danger because of being a superhero, you know. The first day that he's at school with these people, he finds these two bullies, and they beat up Freddy. They beat up a crippled kid. They literally beat up a crippled kid, and I was sitting there going like, oh, shit, like that's fucked, you know, that's messed up. Billy jumps in to the rescue, grabs his walking stick he has, and like smacks them up the head, beats them up the first day of school. But then the second day of school, the two like bullies came back, and essentially he destroyed their truck. He threw it up in the air, it came down, crashed, broke. You know, they uploaded videos to YouTube essentially, and like fucking Billy did like a Fortnite dance. And one of my friends actually said to me, it's more acceptable because it's more up to date in a sense with the meme culture, and you know, was sort of taking the piss because he is 15. You know, he would know some shit like that. Instead of, you know, Black Panther, when one of the characters went, what are those? Like, I'm so out of sync with the memes, and it was like, you know, Zachary Levi doing a wee Fortnite dance. It kind of makes sense because he's like, I've sort of been a 15, 14-year-old, and you know, he obviously plays video games or some shit like that. And one of my favourite bits of the movie, actually there's two favourite bits, one of them is they were playing fucking Mortal Kombat, and Shazam was Raiden, you know, an electric god, like literally Raiden from Mortal Kombat. Like it was such a fucking, so meta. I was like, oh my god, it's lit. They essentially were uploading videos of his like his power testing, and he one day, to prove the bullies that Freddy knows Shazam, he was like, oh, I'll turn up to lunch one day at school, and he was like, yeah, I'll make Shazam turn up and prove he's wrong and all. And Billy's essentially like, no, fuck that, like, why do we have to prove it to them and all that sort of stuff. So then Billy goes off, he's doing like street performing, he's shooting electricity, and then the kid gets beaten up, comes to Billy, he's like, hey, where were you today? And all to Shazam, and he's like, well dude, I'm a superhero now, I gotta do this, that and the other. And he's like, you're not a superhero, you just take photos and, you know, pose with people and all that sort of stuff, which is true, which is, you know, the character. So he shoots electricity, and then he hits a rain cloud. The rain cloud then hits a bus. You know, you've seen it in the trailer, like the bus is sort of coming over, he catches a bus, puts it down. Dr. Savannah kills his dad, kills his brother who owns this company with the 7 deadly sins. You see that he kills everybody in that sort of board. You know, he wants the power, he wants the Shazam power in a sense, he wants all of the power to himself. Shazam catches the bus, puts it down, and then he's talking to, you know, his brother, Freddy. He's like, oh, like, you know, Freddy's giving him shit for leaving him and that sort of thing, which is, Freddy walks away, and then the villain comes along, and then Dr. Savannah starts fighting him, and he's like, oh shit, you're supposed to be the villain. He's like, alright. So, you know, they fight, there's a sort of shopping mall sort of scene where they're fighting and shit, and then he turns back into Billy, he runs away, sort of tries to escape. The foster kids find out his real mum's name, Eugene, the like Asian one. He finds out where his actual mum lives, and he goes back to the foster home. And then Freddy gets kidnapped by the villain because the villain sees, it's literally the most fucking stupidest shit ever. He sees on a TV screen Freddy talking to Shazam, so he captures Freddy, but Dr. Savannah goes to the foster home. Billy goes to visit his mum, like his real life birth mum. Turns out she's actually a dickhead, you know, she lost Billy and she let him be lost in a sense because the foster kids have found out that his real birth dad was in prison for 10 years. He's about to give Dr. Savannah the powers, you know, like the Shazam powers to protect his family, to protect the people he loves. So he kind of has become a hero. He's going to sacrifice himself to save the people that he loves, even though they're not related. You know, there's this foster family, he still cares about them, and that's heroic in itself. And they see that the source of the powers is the you know, the demons inside of him. The 7 deadly sins are sort of his powers. So if they can get more of the 7 deadly sins out of him, that means they can beat him. That means he's like mortal in a sense. So they escape. They get to this amusement park, so the last sort of fight is at an amusement park. That's kind of funny in a sense. Maybe they could have done like a sort of Joker tease, because it was like an amusement park, you know, Joker has amusement mile. I knew this bit was fucking gonna happen because I sort of watched a video a couple days before, learning a bit about Shazam, and Shazam planted the staff down and says, when you shout my name, you can get my power. So essentially all of his siblings got his powers. It was Avengers styled, plus an origin movie in a sense, because, you know, there's like a group of them all fighting, you know, this one villain, you know, the 7 deadly sins. One of my favorite bits actually was the Asian guy Eugene went Hadouken when he pointed his 2 electric fingers at one of the 7 deadly sins. I was like, movie of the year, like, you know. So surprising for once that a DC movie is doing better than a Marvel movie. Who could have thought in 2019? What? So I think Zachary Levi was a great pick for this sort of role, you know, with Mark Strong as well as the villain. You know, I think he played the villain really well. You know, you sort of see the villain's drive and who they are, and you see Shazam go from sort of like an anti-hero to more of like a hero, and gives his siblings the powers. They're all sort of like super, it was genuinely a great movie. I enjoyed it. It was funny, there was enjoyable characters. The villain, you can see the villain's motivation for, you know, wanting vengeance. It's never being recognized and being seen. So that's sort of his sort of, you know, backstory of being shunned by his father. And I'd give this movie a solid 7 or 8 out of 10, you know. It was funny. It was enjoyable, there's good fight scenes, you know, I never really knew that much about Shazam in the first place. If this is the future of DC films we're going to have, I'm positive, I'm looking forward to it. If this is more of the style we're going to get, in a sense, this movie, in my opinion, is better than the other most recent superhero movie, Captain Marvel. It was enjoyable and fun. Watching Shazam was like watching Deadpool all over again, you know, edgy, not as edgy, but edgier than the stuff that DC have put out, and it just, I don't know, it just felt a bit more natural than, you know, Batman vs Superman and that, you know, that monstrosity of a film. Like, don't get me wrong, Wonder Woman was probably the best out of, you know, the newer DC line of stuff, and Shazam of course, but it kind of worked, and I think it's kind of what DC needed to sort of boost them up in the same level as Marvel. I'm not saying they're as good, but I'm saying they're getting there, they're sort of evolving to that state of understanding sort of their audience and what they should do, and, you know, not make every story so dark. Funny movie, go see it. I just enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good fucking movie, so I would recommend to go see it. Freddie got a suitcase wedged by the bullies, and as he was saving them from this, it's a classic trope in superhero movies, when he was saving them from a falling, you know, Ferris wheel, you know, he gave them atomic wedgies, and it's really funny, to be fair. I did have a lot of enjoyment out of it, just watching it and being there. Essentially, from beginning to end, it was a superhero story arc, and, you know, it was more playful, and I enjoyed it a lot more. And I loved the bit when they all got, you know, Shazam's powers. Hope in the future they'll make more movies like it, unlike Captain Marvel. Anyway guys, let me know what you thought of Shazam in the comment section down below. Maybe give me some questions for Q&A Saturday for the next time when I'm going to do it, probably next week. But anyway guys, drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new to the channel, click that bell for notifications. I very much appreciate it. Peace, have a nice day, stay safe, and take this staff and say mega faggot, gay retard, unsuccessful YouTuber, irrelevant content creator, dickhead, gay boy, faggot ass, bussy boy, thick boy, fuck, cunt, fucking dickhead ass. I'm gay. Oh fuck, not this guy.